Hey, it's the official podcast, episode 342, I think. And man, do we have a crazy show for all of you today.
I have a bet to cash in, so I'll go ahead. Jackson, name me one memorable line from Avatar 2.
Oh, motherfucker.
Boom. You fucking bitch. I knew it. I am now going to read a chat log.
No.
Well, I'm not going to read all of it because it's kind of boring. But on the 17th of December 2022, after seeing Avatar 2, I said this is a 3-hour fucking tech demo. It was so boring. It doesn't have a story. And in a few weeks, you'll have forgotten this. And Jackson said, and I quote, this is a direct quote, set a reminder for 6 months, then I guess. You should have aimed a bit higher, considering Avatar 1 was 13 years ago. Kaya Orsan, that's me, I think, replied saying, I don't need to. You will forget about this in a few weeks.
You were
It has been 6 months.
Holy crap.
Well,
Fucking
that's
It
also
has been
not
6 months and 2 days, and I nailed your ass, bitch.
Why was I so confident?
Yeah, well, to be fair, Jackson legitimately has the worst memory out of any person I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
So I think that, like, I liked Avatar 2. I wouldn't say there's any, like, memorable lines. Whoa. Jesus Christ. My cat's
Okay.
going crazy. Yeah. I wouldn't say there's any, like, memorable lines, but it's still a very good movie.
Yeah, I don't remember any specific lines. That is such a fucking shame. Yes, my memory is bad. I should have absolutely
Well,
seen this
you owe me
coming.
dinner. So I've been looking
Did I
forward
say-
to this since yesterday.
Was that what the... I'm sure there was, like, lines like, Jake Sully, no! Or something like that. Does that count? Or do I have to specifically remember them?
No, not good enough. You can't just guess. No.
That was a good line though when he said Jake Sully no. If you want like an actual memorable line, Jackson, well this is a spoiler, but it's right at the end with I don't know if I can talk about it, but there's a very important death. And on the way out, for the first time in a long time, he finally says, I see you.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Alright,
I don't
see, I won the
remember
bet, Kaya. We collectively remember
No,
that.
you didn't.
That counts, right?
Uh,
You owe-
my bet was
you
with
owe
you,
me
buddy.
dinner.
You don't get to
I shouldn't
call
ever-
your Joker.
I enjoyed the movie so much that I thought I would actually.
I know
like,
you were so
remember
confident.
something. Well, no,
You
yeah,
thought I was being so silly.
the quality of the movie outweighed my memory problems, memory issues.
But it's literally like that with Jackson for actually everything,
no.
even the things he loves the most. Like Jackson, you like Jurassic World, the first one, right?
yeah.
What's the main character's name?
Fuck. Owen, right? Owen. It's Owen.
All right, well, at least you got there in the end, but the point still stands.
I was trying to fucking remember Chris Pratt's fucking name. I got caught up on the actor's name for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, Owen. No,
Alright,
but yeah, no. So I'm good with remembering emotions and feelings, if that counts for anything, but not specific lines. I remember how I feel during a movie. That's gonna count for something.
No, I respect and love that, Jackson, because as we talked about last episode, I watched Harry Potter, and I don't remember 90% of the characters' names, but I
Yeah.
remember how I felt. That's fair with
Exactly.
him.
I don't. That's what I like. One of the main arguments against Rogue One, which yeah, it was an incredibly messy movie, but one of the main arguments that Charlie would always give me is you don't remember any of their names. It's like I don't need to know that I enjoyed it.
Well, the
Why does
problem
it-
with
why
Rogue
does
One,
it-
though, is it's a dog shit terrible movie.
Well, yeah, fair. If you think that it's like a bad movie due to like pacing or writing or whatever, that's
Yeah,
fine,
if you
whatever.
appreciate things that make a good movie, yeah.
Hang on, guys. Jackson was actually more wrong than I thought. So he also doubled down and said,
Oh, Christ.
with a new Avatar movie coming out every 2 years now, it'll be relevant in the cultural sense.
It was.
How's
It
that working out
is.
for
It's
you? I
just,
think they delayed it until like 2045 or some shit. It's not coming out every 2 years.
well, that was the last
Enjoy.
movie, right?
Well,
The last
they
movie was, like,
delayed. They delayed all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair though, it is more relevant. Like I see more people
It
talking
is.
about it, especially since it's come out on Disney Plus. Like people are still talking about it from what I've seen.
I've not seen a single post.
I just discounted my memory issues. Like I'm not taking any more bets when it comes to memory.
Yeah, you should never do that. You actually have legitimately the worst memory of anyone I've ever met.
What could it possibly be?
Dementia.
I'm
well, no,
yeah,
I
early
think
onset
it's
dementia.
I think it's super simple. I think you legitimately just don't register information because you're just constantly processing things in your brain. So like you just always overwrite your own shit. Like the main things that you think of, I think are always like bigger scale shit. So like GODSLAP stuff or something like that you have good memory with. Whereas like entertainment things you just kind of filter out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think when it comes to like professional stuff, I think I retain memory a bit better. But when it comes to like entertainment and in the moment kinds of things, I think maybe it's like short term memory, just fucking fried. I don't know.
6 months isn't short term, not that short term.
Yeah, I think it's just more about like the things you view as like productive versus the things you view as entertainment.
You know what I'm like actually good at though is like just random trivia, like trivia quizzes and stuff like that.
I hate trivia.
I love trivia. There's a game show
God,
over
one of
in
those.
what? What's one of those?
I hate trivia. I want to run away whenever in my life I've ever heard anybody propose to play trivia.
Why?
Trivia is just fun.
yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck is your issue with trivia?
I cannot keep up with it, man. What 1990s Madonna song are these lyrics from? How the fuck would I know? Who cares? This is so boring.
That's the entire point of trivia.
It's the
You
fun
don't-
of it.
Yeah, it's
you
painful.
you don't need to be good at trivia to have fun with it. It makes getting like questions right even more sweet.
If you're losing at trivia, you're learning, and learning is always fun.
No, it's not when it's about 19s pop lyrics.
So if
I really
trivia,
don't care about that stuff whatsoever.
so if you sat down to the Mad Max trivia contest, you wouldn't enjoy yourself.
I was gonna say low-cal trivia.
Oh, yeah, even better.
I think he'd enjoy that. Yeah.
It's still trivia. No, like I really don't think so.
So if you had a cool game show host with like one of those long stick microphones and a nice suit going, all right, Kaya, this locale in 2005 promised to eat an entire bathtub. Who is it? You wouldn't have fun?
I wouldn't be good at it. Like I don't have some photographic
what?
locale memory. I also don't have some photographic like Mad Max memory, even the stuff I like. I've told the guys before, I enjoy things and I also don't care that much about what it actually says. Like I told the guys I listen to music without ever paying attention to any of the lyrics. I don't know the lyrics to any song. I just hum along if it sounds cool to the beat.
There's a lot of people like that, though. That's a pretty common thing where people just listen to the music itself.
Yeah, of course that's a common thing.
Who do you think would be the best at Avatar trivia here? I reckon it would actually be Kaya, potentially.
But he doesn't like it.
Avatar trivia?
Yeah, but he watched it.
Like Last
Jackson,
Airbender
I
or
don't
the
remember
movies?
anything from them.
So wait, if you don't remember a single thing, I could have entirely made up a line and just like said it confidently.
Probably, yeah, you could have.
would've-
You should have bluffed, dummy.
Oh,
Why did you think
motherfucker.
I would remember that fucking boring ass movie? The
I
only
don't know, you've
thing
been
that I
keeping track of
remember,
this for
even
6
from the
months.
first one. I mean, I remembered the other day our bet. You are confusing me being petty and competitive with me caring about Avatar. You think I did this because I care about the integrity of the fucking movie?
What was the stakes of my bet? What do I have to do?
I don't know. I think it was like dinner or you buy me a Coke or something. It's
Buy
not high
you a
stakes, don't
Coke.
worry.
That's pretty good, I guess. There was some pretty high stakes there.
Dude, I don't remember anything from either movie. I remember like from the first one where they shoot the tree and it falls over and all the blue people are crying. That's it.
Oh, you forgot the
That's
best part of
literally
that
it.
scene. The best part of that scene is when the army general starts drinking his coffee while watching, and he's like, today's a good day. I'm slaughtering an entire race of people. This is a nice Tuesday.
I love how cartoonishly evil humans are in those movies.
He's a great character. I think he was my favorite character from Avatar. He was a great fucking military
he's
villain.
just so cheesy.
Yeah.
He's just over the top.
He was over the
cheesy.
top and when you're piloting a mech and trying to destroy any and all nature around you, and when you run out of ammo, you pull out a giant mech-sized Bowie knife. That's a fun character.
Yeah.
That's fun. That's just cool.
Yeah. James Cameron knows fun. I don't know how the fuck he went from Titanic to Avatar, but he did. What's this? Speaking of Avatar, what's all this new drama about the new Avatar, The Last Airbender Netflix stuff?
Netflix is making a live action adaptation. Wasn't this the one where the creators left it or something? Because they had a
Yes.
creative difference?
This is
Okay.
the one.
Oh, that
was
sounds
years
great.
ago, though.
Can't wait to watch.
Yeah, how does it... I didn't see any clips. I only saw the casting, which is already problematic because one of the actors, I think Sokka, is not racially pure enough for like the Tumblrites. So
Whoa, that's not. You just got that super wrong. What happened is he lied about his heritage in order to get the role. He claimed that he had a heritage that he doesn't in order to land the role. That's the controversy.
right, so he lied about his race.
Yeah.
And only certain people of certain races are allowed to play certain races. So he's not racially pure enough.
What? No, the casting call was for someone of that race, which he lied about, which is the controversy. It's not like the community is like, no, it can only be this race. It was literally the casting was for that race, and he lied about it.
Sure,
That's it.
who cares? If he tricked them, it worked. What do you care?
It's
Somebody
still-
on Twitter
it's
says
Still just lying about it. That's just the controversy.
Yeah,
is
it's still lying.
he just lied about it. That's
an
it.
actor lying? What? Reminder that Ian Owsley is white and lied about being native by enrolling in a fake tribe that literally sells memberships to, I'm pretty sure, all in order to steal roles from actual native people. So that's a drama, I guess. I haven't seen any other drama
Well, I mean, it
about the
is.
casting or anything.
Wait, you mean I can
Usually
buy
is-
myself into being Native American right now? I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Just get fucking 23 in me if you're like one.
I'll do it on the show right now if I
1024th
can.
Native American.
Yeah, I think you can just
How much does it
23andMe.
cost? What
Yeah.
fake tribe is he from?
Yeah, what tribe is it? I want to look it up.
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, didn't Boogie claim that he was like 164th Cherokee or something?
That I actually would watch if they cast him as Sokka. Imagine trying to throw a boomerang.
So outside of the controversy, is it like looking like a good adaptation, or is it going to be another M Night?
I didn't
Fiasco.
watch the trailer, to be honest. I just watched the One Piece one.
Oh, the One Piece one. Yeah, I saw that.
Ugh,
Yeah.
I saw that too.
That doesn't seem like a very sensible decision for Netflix to make, adapting one of the longest running animes of all time when they have a history of like canceling things after one season.
Yeah, it's fucking adorable actually that they chose that.
Yeah, that's so funny.
They're
Yeah,
just gonna Cowboy Bebop that shit, I think.
yeah.
Same thing.
I'm not
Cowboy
I'm not
Bebop was
expecting
stupid.
much.
Same with Avatar, probably, right?
I haven't seen the trailer yet, but I wouldn't expect much since the actual creators walked out on it.
Well, I don't know what success needs to look like for them to continue a series, but it seems like extraordinarily high, like Squid Game level. Anything else, they don't seem interested in continuing.
You know what? I have a
So-
conspiracy theory, which I'm gonna. So first of all, apparently there is no trailers, just a teaser with like the tribe logos. So no actual like live action footage. What I was gonna say though, I've now noticed Gen Z, like little kids, actually coping on social media about how torrenting and piracy is bad because they just don't know how to do it. So my conspiracy theory is that websites like Netflix just don't even have to bother caring because it's not even a matter of wanting to, like people wanting not to support the creators and such. They literally don't know what else to do. They have nowhere to go. They don't know how to torrent. Check this out, for instance. This is from someone called it.
Can they teach like Pirate Bay at university or something to start, promoting pirating? I think they're actually like I think it's just more difficult now, right? It used to be far easier to pirate stuff.
No, it's always just been the same.
There's so many like fake websites and stuff, and so many like things you have to continue to click through and stuff. It used to be way more easy.
No, it's always been the same. You know how many fake ads I had to click through to find some rapid seat box or whatever the hell that's. Are any of you old enough to remember those like free download websites where it would have two buttons and one of them would be high speed premium download, sign up now, and then the other one would be the free one that would say, I'm gay and retarded and I like slow downloads and my mother doesn't love me, but this is free and I'm a piece of shit, and you'd have to just begrudgingly click that one. It would just insult you and insult their own service.
Well, you have to wait 30 seconds to click that one as well.
Yes, you would have to. And if you clicked out of the websites, because if you didn't block the JavaScript, it would stop counting. So you would actually have to stare at the goddamn countdown timer.
I do remember those.
Anyway, Elena on Twitter says, 30-year-olds on Twitter are so annoying about torrenting. I don't know, Amanda. Maybe a lot of people just figure it's worth spending a little money to not have the hassle of torrenting something or to watch it on the big TV through the PlayStation or whatever. And on top of the effort it takes, maybe torrenting is high risk for people who use their computers for things besides Twitter and video games. Ever thought about that, Amanda? Muting because of all the endless Amanda horde proving my points.
Well,
You
I
see how
agree with that
fucking mad
person.
they are?
Hey, I
How?
agree with that. What do you mean?
Pirating
How
is literally easier. What do you mean?
I'm not saying it's not easier, but like paying for the direct thing is like way safer. It just is, especially for a common user.
It is safer, and yes, okay, true, but again,
Okay, yeah,
like
it's
avoiding
true.
avoiding viruses
That's the
isn't that
entire point.
difficult. No, it isn't. Why are you comparing this thing like to some super tedious thing? Like I ask you to take the fucking trash out or something. You have to click a link.
I'm not.
It's not
just,
that difficult.
It's an A/B comparison. One is more difficult. That's all that matters.
By like 2%.
That's
And
still
not always.
It's still an improvement. It's just a fact.
Yeah,
it is.
what?
It is.
Not always. We've talked many times on the show about how torrenting is now sometimes more convenient than having to sign up to a service, having to sign up to a VPN so you can bypass geolocks, and so you can you can't even share your fucking passwords anymore. All of that.
I can
crap.
guarantee you
just-
that. I can guarantee you though, even in that situation when we're talking about a casual user base, that option is still far easier than pirating. Them learning how to use a fucking like.
because they don't know
torrent.
how.
Exactly. Which so it's more
But that's
difficult.
like saying looking at a picture book is easier than reading an actual novel. Yeah, true. But at the end of the day, you get something better out of it. Just because it's easier doesn't make it better.
Well, you don't always get something better out of it.
Yeah, sometimes you get like porn.
Well, you get the
viruses.
same. Okay, the other stuff. Let's move on to the other stuff. I completely disagree with you guys that it's just so much easier. It's more
Well,
convenient.
neither-
You used to be
I
more
did
convenient.
say it's so much easier.
Neither one of us is saying that. It's just like legitimately and arguably easier, even by like a small degree. I mean, it is just still easier. Doesn't have to be
Usually-
when you get region
like-
blocked.
If we're just talking, well, okay, you're allowed to just use like the most generic cases possible of like this torrent goes smooth and it's like perfect and there's no viruses or no complicated click throughs or anything like that. You're allowed to use the like broad case. We're allowed to use the broad case of streaming services. Usually, just let you sign up, pay $5, and then you're in. That's it. That's like the generic case. That's the generic use case. Sure, there's more complicated situations, but that is the most.
I think the generic use case is also things like when the Better Call Saul series finale was airing, and I think Netflix or AMC crashed and no one could view it except pirates, who just casually watched it very cozily.
Yeah, but if you just waited like maybe like 2 hours or something, you'd be able to watch it fine.
Great, yes. That is
I'm not saying it's
easier.
good. I'm not saying it's good. But some people would prefer just waiting then than
Anyway, my point
potentially
isn't
getting
even-
a virus.
that this person is wrong about torrenting, because I don't think they have ever tried torrenting or know how it works, because they also seem to think that you can't watch it on the big TV or your PlayStation or whatever, quote unquote. Or what else did they say? If you use your computer for things besides Twitter and video games. I also don't know what this argument is, where like tech literate people only use Twitter. This sounds like
Wait, what?
more like somebody who, well, they said maybe torrenting is high risk for people who use their computers for things besides Twitter and video games. But we know that Gen Z is now this technologically illiterate because all they use their any devices for is Twitter and video games and TikTok.
Yeah.
So that's BS. Here's another one. You guys will love this one. This is from Axel. Says, "Don't make me tap the sign." And then it's a meme of SpongeBob holding up a sign. And the sign reads, "People who emulate games should be fined or sent to jail for theft. Emulation
Okay,
is illegal and hurts the industry. I pay for my games, so should you. It's only fair."
Yeah, I just obviously disagree with that one.
But why would somebody say this? Why would like a teenager or even write this meme? Is my point.
Why would somebody say this is such a fucking cute thing to ask?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Come on.
Of all things, a teenager, like teenagers, they like shoplift just for the rush, you know, oh, I shoplifted this lip balm. And now they're narcs. They're all fucking narcs. No, don't torrent this
Well,
Netflix show.
wait. Did you ever shoplift when you were young?
Yeah, of course I did.
You motherfucker. Those poor mum and pop stores.
I didn't steal from mom and pop stores.
Oh, okay. That's fine then, right?
No, I mean, I wouldn't say it's fine, but whatever. Kids steal little things. It's not the end of the world. It's not looting.
I never shoplifted.
I never did either.
Okay, that's fair. I'm just saying it wasn't like throwing bricks through Starbucks windows. Anyway, the Futurism.com website has a headline that says, Gen Z kids apparently don't understand how file system works. They see it like one bucket and everything's in the bucket. One giant bucket. Many professors have noticed an alarming trend among their students. Overall, members of Gen Z, even though studying technical scientific fields, seem to have a total misunderstanding of computer storage, The Verge reports, and many fail to conceptualize a concept of directories and folders filled with digital files. I think this is really at the heart of,
But what, how? How could they not? Like, what's holding them up there? It's just
because
they
most
don't
people
know
just use
how
their
the
phones
files
now.
go on the computer.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but no, everyone uses computers
No, they
to
don't.
some degree.
A lot of people just do stuff on their iPhones. When you use your iPhone, it doesn't really hassle you for folders and whatnot. Maybe if you're looking at your Photos app and it shows you, albums, but that's about it.
Okay, well, what's your actual point? Just kids are getting dumb?
Kids are getting technologically illiterate, which means they can't really...
That
can't
means
do
we'll
anything
have the
against
power
streaming
over the
services
earlier
sucking.
generations. That's fine. We'll have we'll have the power of the computers on our side when the generational wars break out.
I think it's a good thing that kids are getting stupider with technology. It means less kids on the technology.
But that is so... What? They're dumber because they are more on technology. If anything, they're precisely dumber because they don't do anything on the computer besides, again, TikTok.
But if you can just keep them like only on Twitter forever, I think like a quarantine zone, if that's the only thing they know about technology, I think that's a net positive for everything else.
What do you want? What do you want them to do? Do you want like forced computer time to make sure that they get their like daily computer intake so they know how to use it? Or do you want to
I
just
think
ban
they
it
should
from
be
phones?
technologically more literate. Yeah, I also don't think you should confuse being technologically literate with computer addiction or a lot of time. It's just like if I said kids should learn how to cook, that doesn't mean I want them to constantly eat and be obese. It just means you should learn how to cook and not be reliant on like fast food chains like Netflix.
I guess you're correct in like this is kind of like a universal skill at this point, or a mandatory skill to have in the modern world. So kids should be prepared to use the technology.
Exactly.
So is that not taught in like high school and stuff? Like we had computer IT classes that were like pretty much mandatory.
I didn't even have that in high school.
Yeah, when I was in high school and even college, my professors were all even more illiterate than any of the students.
Yeah, same.
I literally had a professor who refused to even use email. He would pin our test results on a fucking board in the middle of campus that we all had to take a bus to go through because he just didn't feel like using computers.
Yeah, so I guess it is just something that's going to have to change at the elementary school and high school level then. Whatever. That's their problem.
Well, do you know if they're technologically literate enough to remember to use a VPN?
They better be. That's
should be.
the first thing you should be doing with pirating.
That's right. The very first thing you should be doing when using the internet in general for anything is ExpressVPN. The word express is in there because you can so quickly and easily slap a VPN on your internet service. This means that you will be browsing the internet more anonymously. There are some nasty little tech people out there who can look at your data, some electronic giants who can use your data to target you. There's some things that you don't want shared with the public, and ExpressVPN is going to make sure that that happens. It's a very easy to use app that fires up in just one button and will work on all of your devices, phones, laptops, even your router, so that everyone sharing your Wi-Fi can be protected. We've just had an entire discussion on why a VPN might be a good idea just now. Maybe if your country's not going to get that incredibly exciting and good-looking live-action Avatar remake, woohoo, you can switch your region and check it out day one, launch day, so your complaints can be fired at rapid speed. You can make sure to secure your online activity by visiting expressvpn.com/official today. That's expressvpn.com/official and get an extra extra 3 months for free. ExpressVPN.com/official. Now that your internet is all snuggly wuggly cozy wozy, you're probably going to start getting some confidence on the internet, that you understand how a file system works, you have protected data. Where should you go? Well, maybe it's time to finally place that order with Adam and Eve. And I would love if Charlie, a frequent orderer of AdamandEve.com, would tell us all about it.
Yeah, I can always tell you about the incredible selection of things. Everything you've ever imagined you can pretty much find on that site. And it's just got all the goodies that you'd ever want to use, whether in the bedroom or in your own room by yourself. It's just got what you need.
That's right. It is a incredibly massive and downright easily selectable adult superstore on the internet. And if you have found something that makes you go, oh, hey, I think my wife would love that, well, Adam and Eve's got a little code for you to use on whatever that happens to be for your wife. Use code DEFENSE for 50% off one item and free shipping in the US and Canada. Some exclusions will apply, but more importantly, that's code DEFENSE. We normally use official or whatnot, but DEFENSE for Adam and Eve, because we will defend to the fucking death Adam and Eve's incredible selection of wonderful goodies.
I was gonna say we'll defend your right to pleasure yourself.
Yeah, that too.
Sounds cool to me.
This is America for 75% of this show. That's good enough for us. Adam and Eve.
I'm the only one left now, aren't I?
Yeah,
Damn.
and I don't know what Australia's sex laws are, so you might be fucked. Literally.
You really should just come to America, Jackson.
Yeah. And while you're here, you can shop at Adam and Eve, Jackson, which is an incredible online adult superstore with nearly everything you could imagine for any orifice you've got. Use code DEFENSE for 50% off of any one item, free shipping in the US and Canada. Some exclusions apply, but very importantly, that's code DEFENSE, DEFENSE.
Yes, that's SE for my Australian friends.
Yes. Oh, do you guys spell it differently? Is that one of those words?
Yeah, it's like, how would you spell a fence? Like a building
with a C?
perimeter.
S.
You spell it with an S over there as well?
Offense? Taking offense?
No, like a fence around a building. Like something to keep bad people out.
C. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know why you changed it to a S in defense. It doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, we keep it with a C as well for defense.
So does RuneScape.
Before we get way too far off, I looked up the Native American tribe thing from the Avatar show. I found a bunch of information. So the actor that we were talking about is part of the Southern Cherokee Nation of Kentucky, and the government and historians in that field as well do not in any way recognize Cherokee presence in Kentucky. So it is not a government-backed, or I don't know what the term is, a legal Cherokee tribe, whatever it is. So technically, if that is the one he is part of, which is what they say he is not Native American. And
so then to go back to that drama, is it possible that he thought he was actually like Native American and like this wasn't a ploy just to get the role?
I'm gonna say no, because I read through their application for membership, and there are 3 types of membership. There is by blood, by association, and honorary. So the first one is obvious. Here's my birth record or my this or that shows I am a Cherokee member. Done. The second one is if you're a spouse, a stepchild, were adopted by a member, and that only gets you an associate card. You're not like a full member of the tribe, but it's like, hey, you're kind of part of it, sure. But the third one receives an honorary member ID card and is given to people who fill 2 requirements. The first is you are personally nominated by a member of the tribe to be on the council, and number 2, you continuously promote the tribe and send them donations.
So it's like a paid subscription.
It is a paid subscription to be a Native American, yes.
Okay.
So that could be what's going on here, which if he knows that's what's going on here, he very well could just be paying to say he's Native American.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Speaking of superheroes and stuff like that and Netflix shows, The Flash. Did we talk about that at all last week? I don't think we did.
No.
Came out after the episode,
I don't
right?
know.
Yeah.
I think Charlie's the only one that's seen it.
Probably.
And so before the movie came out, I remember we had a big argument on the episode where I said it looked awful, but you guys said it looked good, or the previews, like people were saying it was good beforehand, right?
Well, all the previews, everyone was like going crazy and gushing about it. Yeah. None of us were saying it looked good. Just looked fine.
Yeah. Okay, so how did it turn out?
Fine. I didn't hate it. I really wish it wasn't like decent, but it's just fine. I don't think it's great. I don't understand why people lost their mind about it being so good in the previews. Like even just celebrities, not even fandom people were like, "This is amazing." It's just an okay movie. Like it's fun.
Yeah, didn't Steven Spielberg come out and say that, like, it made him believe in superhero movies again?
I think that was Stephen King. Stephen King was like, "This taught me what superheroes were really about. It's the best goddamn fucking superhero thing that's ever been constructed." Like he had a crazy amount of praise for it. I think it was Stephen King.
You think it was the bag?
No, I don't. I mean, they certainly didn't pay him. I'll tell you that much.
It has a very, very mixed reception on Metacritic right now. It's sitting at a 56 critic score and a 5.9 audience score.
That's like extremely bad. That's not even mixed. That's like, for a rating, that's bad for a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Well, so for the critics, though, it's not from a balance of positive and negative. It is a very large number of mixed reviews. But for the audience score, it is a lot of positive, a lot of negative.
It's just legitimately all over the place. Some people you ask or read from are like, "This is actually an incredible film," and the others are like, "This is probably DC's worst." There's just very, very strong feelings both ways.
So what was bad about it?
The visuals. This is probably DC's worst looking movie. This is probably one of the most embarrassingly awful CGI movies ever, actually, like in the modern age.
That's such a low bar, dude. Holy shit.
No,
that must be
it's so bad.
awful.
It is so fucking bad that I think it was the director. I'm pretty sure it was the director had to come out and say the reason why the CGI looks so bad so often is because it was a stylistic choice, because the Flash moves so quick it distorts lights and bends the world around him. But it's just it actually looks like video game cutscenes from 10 years ago sometimes. It is laughable how awful the CGI looks. He actually
came out and said, "I intended for it to look bad."
Yes. Yeah, look it up. He said it was a stylistic choice because Flash moves so quickly that it distorts the light around him and makes it look all fucked up. Like, it is so embarrassing how awful the visuals are in that movie.
Oh my god, that's so
Did Marvel
lame.
like hire up all of the good CGI artists?
No, they
in
just
Hollywood
don't
or
have the
something?
time anymore. They don't. None of the animation studios have the time, or the VFX.
They're
studios,
overworked.
I mean.
Yeah, they're overworked. 100%. Overworked, underpaid. Yeah, so that's the quality you get, where you have to come up with an excuse like he just moves fast so it looks like shit.
I was gonna say, it was a mixture of them being overworked and also being given the design goal of making it look bad, which they nailed apparently, which is exciting.
Yeah, they crushed it.
Well, that was the Flash's original tagline. He moves fast and looks like shit.
Yes, the Flash. I've never thought the Flash is cool. I've never thought it would be like.
He's so cool though. He really
is super fucking cool. You're totally wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I could be wrong.
He's on the same god power level of Superman, because super speed at that level is just absolutely busted in half. You can do
I
anything.
thought he got his ass kicked by Superman in one of the movies.
He did.
Yeah, Superman ran faster than him, which is dumb.
Well, that's the movies. That's the movies. Comic book Flash is just.
Even in the movies, he still was learning how to really tap in and use the Speed Force, which is what this one's about, where he masters it.
True. But comic book Flash is the most busted fucking character in the world. He can do just anything by moving faster. He's nuts.
It's super cool. And I think they do a really, like, you guys know I'm not a huge fan of Ezra Miller. I still think it's ridiculous that Ezra Miller hasn't faced any real consequences for the crimes. But they actually do a really good job in using the Flash in this movie. Like, the way they use the Flash's abilities. Like, I really think this did justice to the character, but had the worst fucking visuals to support it ever. So, like, it's just kind of a real fucking miss with delivering the quality you would expect from a big budget movie.
How was Ezra Miller?
Fine. completely fine. They
You
have.
don't want to compliment him at all.
I really don't. But Ezra Miller was like completely fine in the film. They used two Ezra Millers that bounce off each other, and it actually fucking worked, which makes me really upset. Like it actually was fine in the film. Like
So just
They
to
worked well
clarify,
together.
there were twice the amount of criminals that we thought there would be in that movie, considering there were two. Oh my god! So it's like a clone or one from a different.
Barry Allen travels
timeline?
back in
Dimension.
time. Yeah, Barry Allen travels back in time, which creates an alternate pathway multiverse event.
So does that meet up
God.
with Wally West or the other one?
No, it's all Barry Allen.
It's all
but,
Barry. Okay.
But they do change Batman's, so you get Michael Keaton's Batman in the alternate as opposed to Ben
Yeah, that
Affleck.
was in the
Yeah.
trailers, I think.
And Michael Keaton's great. Like I really think Batman was honestly the best part of the film.
When do you guys think this multiverse fad is gonna end?
Probably now. Like the film doesn't use the multiverse past this movie. Like I don't see how they would. Like what I thought and what everyone thought going into this is this going to be like Flashpoint where it resets the timeline, especially because James Gunn is in charge now. It doesn't. So I don't really know what the fuck they're planning to do with it anymore. Like it seems like they bailed out on that idea, so I don't really know.
Well, I don't think the multiverse is going to end at all because Spider-Verse was the same
That's
overall
Marvel.
Oh, we're talking about multiverse. I'm so fucking sick of multiverses now.
I mean
Hammered home
multiverses
so
in
fucking hard.
general
What I
is
mean,
still the
it's
hot
the
topic.
same thing. It's like here's our hero, but 57 times, and this one has a wig, and this one has a mustache, and this one is like inverted
That sounds
colors.
rad. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I just like multiverse stuff though.
Well, I think the multiverse is a very, very good writing mechanic because it allows you to easily twist a known formula and get a lot of results out of it.
Sure, but instead they just use it to make the audience clap when actor or character they know shows up.
That's the
all-
lazy
that's
way to
all
do it.
I've
That's
used
the
for.
lazy
Well,
way to
yeah,
do
that's
it.
how most of them do it.
Yeah. But a more interesting take, and we'll stick to comic books, is, for example, Injustice Superman. I think is a really good version of that, where they show you a multiverse where Superman isn't immediately evil, but he's more prone to emotional slipping and losing his cool and his character. And then after the Joker kills Lois Lane, he finally snaps and goes full dictator. And it's like, that's a cool multiverse idea where there's
It
a
is.
super, a twisting on the Superman character. Like, that's fun. I like that.
Do you think they could have found a multiverse where Ezra Miller wasn't a criminal? That might have made the film release a bit better.
In the multiverse that we live in, where Ezra's a good guy, this is the biggest movie of all time and has perfect tens across the board.
Yeah. That's where the other Barry came from. That's why he gets a pass.
So after watching the film, I can promise you, even if Ezra Miller was viewed the same way Keanu Reeves is viewed, this movie would still be kind of a stinker for a lot of people.
Yeah,
the
I got
visuals
that
are
impression. Yeah.
the visuals are so fucking unforgivably bad. Oh my god, especially towards the end of the movie. Jesus Christ, they absolutely ran out of money and just asked for favors to finish it because it is so bad at the end.
Was there a post-credits scene or a tease for anything? Spoilers, I
actually-
guess.
Yes, of
I-
It
course.
was just a storyboard.
Yeah, I didn't even stay to watch it.
Oh.
It would have ended up being like stick figures or something. They have no budget left.
Wait a second. If you, that's like the biggest sign that this movie was actually bad to me. If you don't stick around to watch the after credits scene, that feels like it's like a pretty big label on the movie. Like you're saying it's bad. For,
No.
for a superhero movie?
No, I really don't think it's bad. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I had fun watching it. It just has a lot of problems, and I'm like, since the whole thing is out of this realm now, it's all James Gunn now. It just feels so worthless because I feel like it's not going to lead to anything.
Yeah.
I don't know what the point would be, so I just didn't bother. I wasn't super interested.
So I had to look up his name because I kept forgetting. If he travels back in time, does he ever meet Jay Garrick?
That sounds familiar. Who's Jay Garrick?
He's the original Flash from the 30s who was replaced by Barry Allen.
Oh no.
No?
He only meets Barry Allen for flashes, but he
Okay.
meets other. You meet other Supermen and
Hmm,
Batman.
Ugh.
gotcha.
Jackson's fucking sigh. Just,
It's just an
I feel
excuse
you.
for you to clap.
I know.
If here, I'll spoil one thing for you real quick because I think you guys are gonna really hate this. There is a Nicolas Cage Superman moment in the film, which was literally a clap please moment.
Yeah, I heard.
That sounds awful.
Nick Cage is he's having a resurgence. He's also in Dead by Daylight now, right?
Yeah, did you see the was it, which one was it? He was at one of the conferences. He came out and was it Jeff Keighley?
It was Jeff Keighley, yeah, at the Summer Games Fest.
Yeah,
They had Nicolas Cage come
Summer
in.
Games Fest. He seems like such a lovable dude. He's up there.
He
with
seems like a
Keanu, which has
genuine
stage
goofball.
presentation.
Like he's not playing a character. He's just actually a weirdo in a good way.
Yeah. Have you guys, I don't even know why I'm asking it like this. I know you guys haven't seen it. He did a, what is it, GDQ or GQ, where it's like you Google yourself and answer your questions. Nicolas Cage did one, but he didn't want to be there at all. So what he ended up doing is he wouldn't play around with any of it. So if there was a question asked, like, was Nicolas Cage's abs spray painted in Ghost Rider? He's like, no, it was real, and I'm really tired of people talking about this, which is why I don't work out anymore, because I put in all that effort and you guys didn't appreciate it. So, yeah. And then, like, one of the producers that was behind the camera tried to, like, goad him into talking more about it, and he just said, like, outright, no, I just don't really want to talk about any of this. It was so crazy. Like, he just legitimately didn't want to be there, and it was fucking beautiful for it. And he keeps like this, he keeps like a really mean mug on the entire time going through this. It's so goofy.
It's like, I wonder if he's being genuine in that case, or if he's like, he's playing it up because he knows it's gonna come across as funny.
No, I don't think so at all. I watched it and I was fucking uncomfortable. I was like, wow, he hates this. He fucking hates it.
Did you see that he was taking a photo? He's taking photos with not Keanu Reeves. What's the guy that did Death Stranding? The developer? Kojima, yeah. It looks like he might be in the next Kojima production because they're meeting up and stuff.
Oh, no.
I wanted to ask about that. So, Jackson, you said you hate that guy now? What changed?
Hate's a strong word. I never like loved him or anything. I was never like I never was big into Metal Gear Solid or anything, so I don't have like the admiration for him that like Andrew and Charlie probably have. But he just comes across as like super egotistical currently. Like I can't remember what it was specifically, but there was something that happened recently where he made like a documentary about himself, like a full feature like documentary on himself, calling himself like the greatest video game visionary of all time and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, you made this documentary. Like the documentary name was like Hideo Kojima, the greatest mind in video games or something like that. And then it's like down the bottom, directed and created by Kojima. So I'm like, that just comes across as egotistical to me, and I don't like ego usually.
Well, it doesn't just come across as egotistical; it literally is, like by definition. Yeah.
Well, I don't know like the cultural things though. I don't know the cultural things and stuff, so I don't know.
He's just always been like that. In Metal Gear Solid 5, at the start of every single mission, it says like directed by Hideo Kojima or something.
Yeah. Yeah, every single possible thing that he's done, he's like labeled it on the box and stuff.
He's that kind of guy.
Funny. It's so funny. I don't hate him like with a vendetta or anything. I hate the praise that he gets most of all.
But he deserves it. He makes very good video games.
Yeah, I know he deserves it. He makes good video games and he makes Andrew feel good inside.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he gives himself enough praise.
No, he needs more.
I don't feel like he deserves the rest.
All right, Jackson, when you make anything on the caliber of Metal Gear Solid, you can say Kojima
He
shouldn't
already
be
did.
praised.
It's called Game of Moans.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, true.
The game he abandoned
what do you
halfway
mean?
through.
I scrapped my name from that entirely. There was no credits, no name involved.
Put it on his IMDb, though.
Yeah, please. I want to go down in history.
It's called Connecting Worlds, the documentary.
Look, you're Jackson, you're allowed to make an autobiography. He's allowed, instead of writing a book about himself, to make a movie about himself. There's nothing wrong with that. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I'm totally fine with him writing like a history of himself or whatever, like an autobiography, like you said. But doesn't that usually come after your like career has ended as well?
Doesn't have to.
No, they do biographies and shit like that of people that are still actively working.
If anything, it's a good idea to do it while you're working because it's when people are going to buy it and be interested.
Yeah.
I'd watch it. I want to watch this movie. I like his stuff. I want to see how he thinks.
I'm gonna be sitting in a boardroom meeting or something going, okay, this character's name is Comfort Tampon Blood. And they're all
that
gonna be
sounds
applauding.
Great. That sounds like an awesome movie.
I can already see that one coming out pretty soon. That's on the horizon.
He
Die
wanted
Hard
to call
Man
the movie
presents
Movie Director Man, but they said no.
Film 2.
All right,
New
here was the
file.
headline. Like, here was the bio of the Hideo Kojima thing. Wait a second, it says produced by Ben Hilton and directed and filmed by Glenn Milner. Where did I get the information that Hideo wrote it?
I don't know, you made it up.
Like, made
Yeah,
it.
maybe you just made it up.
Maybe you just don't like him
No,
and it clouded your judgment.
God, this fucking memory. Where did I get this information from? Alright, well, I don't want to talk about it anymore, just in case he didn't actually make it.
Then this entire topic was based on a complete fabrication of Jackson's memory.
I'm actually going insane.
That's fucking awesome. Great topic,
Name one
Jackson.
memorable line from it.
To be fair, I am fucked from my England trip. I'm gonna blame it on that.
That's fair. When are you
Is that
flying
alright with you
back
guys?
again?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2
we don't
days
give a
from
shit.
now. 2 days from now.
Cheers.
You
Good.
fly home in 2 days?
Yeah.
You've got to be excited about that.
I fucking can't wait. I cannot wait. Oh my god, I miss like fucking things that I took for granted. Like air, like cool air. Oh my god, it's so fucking hot.
You miss
Sitting
Australia
here
for
like a
its
town.
cold weather? Holy shit.
It's the infrastructure. I don't fucking know.
So I after our episode when Jackson was talking about it, I looked into it a little bit. Pyrocynical just made something talking about it as well. Apparently in the UK, it gets like just about as humid as Florida down here, Andrew, but they don't have AC and their homes are designed to trap heat in.
Oh.
So you're constantly just
it's
fucking
like a sauna.
yeah, you're just constantly
Talked about
fucking
this last
wet and
week.
cooking.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I
No,
specifically
I know.
talked about it.
I just looked into it more. It's apparently just like it's. I don't know how anyone accepts that. Like AC is just such a basic invention, and if it really
That's
does,
just Europe. They just take it.
I don't know why though. Especially if it
They
gets
just
as
take it.
humid
That's
as
just how they
here.
are.
That's crazy.
There's a reason you guys won your independence from these people. They just take it. They like it. The Americans didn't, so they said bye.
I don't know. That's weird though, because like the humidity here is fucking unbearable. I couldn't
Yep.
imagine living here without AC.
Wait, so the war for independence from the US between Britain was fought
ACs.
over air conditioning?
yes, duh.
Yes.
They said in 100 years we're gonna invent this device, and boy, you better fucking believe we want it. You guys don't need it, but we're fighting for it.
I think it's only been a problem here for like the last 2 or 3 years. They've just had some really like big heat waves or whatever. And up until that point, like summer, like hot days would only last for a couple weeks every year or so. And it wouldn't be that bad where you would need air conditioning. But like it's just been bad over the last few years. And now they're realizing that they might need air conditioning. Or fans at least. Like, fine. Air conditioning, totally, whatever. You don't need air conditioning. Some houses in Australia don't have air conditioning. It's like, yeah, fine. That's a lot of energy or whatever. Like, your bills go up. But at least put fans in the room or something to move around the air. Something, please. There's no fans.
Another thing that I heard about is when they do put fans in the rooms, since it is so humid and the houses trap heat, all it does is push hot air around. So it's,
Oh, yeah,
it's
true.
very minimal relief.
Oh my god,
That's what fans
man.
do in general.
Would that
yeah.
create mini cyclones or tornadoes or whatever? Isn't that what
No,
tornadoes
which is
are?
why,
What?
okay, poor people that grow up like this, we had to learn tricks. So you go and hold your shirt under the faucet, you get it all wet, and then you put it on, and then you put the fan on
Yeah.
yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it would cool the water down a little bit on you, or you literally sleep under a wet blanket at night to like a very thin wet blanket, so it kind of sucks the heat out of your body and shit.
Isn't are tornadoes or cyclones created by hot air and cold air like circling each other?
yeah, there's
Wouldn't that be
no
what
there's
a
no
fan does?
cold air here, and it's a fucking little
Well-
fan. It's not going to cycle it like a tornado.
It's gonna blow your house away.
I meant like a mini cyclone, like not a full
Oh,
scale
that
one.
would have been
Just-
fun.
Yeah, just enough to like fuck up a room or something. Oh god, you could blow air into it. Maybe that's cool enough.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I'm glad you get to fly back soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this country is actually making me crazy. I don't know what. I think it's because we talk shit about the royal family or whatever, and like the spirits of all the royals have haunted me. But I have had like no luck on this trip whatsoever. When I was setting up for this fucking episode like 20 minutes ago, I was opening my hotel door and I slammed it into my broken foot and like sliced like the tip of my toe, and there was blood everywhere.
Jesus
I'm so sick of
Christ,
this
That has
Jason.
nothing to do with luck. It has to do with your clumsiness.
I'm not.
Are
I'm
you
not
in a
actually
fucking
that clumsy.
Buster Keaton film? Like, it sounds like you do this on purpose.
I'll give you the memory issues. I'm not actually usually clumsy. It's only been the last like.
Does England
weeks.
just make you clumsy?
I don't know. And like seriously, I have maybe, or maybe it's just like because I'm on a hot streak basically. Like it started and now it won't stop. I don't know. I hope it doesn't culminate with the plane
Need a
going
combo
down or
breaker.
something.
Yeah, you need some good
Yeah,
luck
that would be
before you
nice.
leave.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I'm happy to be gone. I mean, there were some good moments towards the second half of this trip, but yeah, I'm ready to leave.
Is there anything good you can say about your trip?
Well, I've already said a lot of good stuff like the architecture, the food. I went and saw the Arctic Monkeys last night, and that was really good. Enjoyed that.
Wait, you saw? They still tour? Holy shit!
Yeah, I know they're super old now, but they were great. No, that's about it.
Okay,
Yeah.
good enough.
Last night, we were at the Emirates Stadium for the Arctic Monkeys, and I think it was like a crowd of like 80,000 people, which didn't look massive. I think because the stadium's so large. But once we all left at the end, it was pandemonium in the streets. I've never seen anything like it. Like the streets were just wall to wall with people. Traffic was like blocked. Like I don't know. Just an hour out from the stadium, not an hour, 30 minutes out from the stadium. We couldn't get like the metro or public transport or anything because like there were just standstills in the metro like entrances or whatever. So we had to walk for like 45 minutes to finally be able to catch an Uber.
That's fucking awesome.
It was pretty fucking hype. Great end to the night, especially walking around on a broken foot. Loved it. Thanks. Also, England has a fascination with stairs. This is like the least accessible country I think I've ever been in, even compared to America. I know it's because like all these buildings are super old or whatever, but there's no lifts or elevators or anything. It's all stairs. I don't know how anyone exists here as a
What
cripple.
do you mean compared to
can't.
America? America's all flat. They don't need stairs here.
Well, I mean buildings and stuff, right?
I mean, all the buildings here are like one story. Most of the buildings
Yeah,
you
true.
see here are like strip malls.
Oh, true. Yeah. That might be the difference. But like, yeah, even in like public spaces and stuff, it's all just stairs. Like the metro, stuff like that. It's just stairs. I had to like carry all my luggage up like 3 flights of stairs just for this hotel room. And it was like single line. It was fucking awful. I hate this country. I want to leave, please.
Well, I'm glad your vacation's been good.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Love it. We'll be back soon.
That sounds fun. Awesome. Did you guys have any other topics, or did you want to make fun of Reddit real quick because they bent the knee pretty
I
thoroughly?
forgot my girlfriend's listening to this recording and now she's angry at me. She's crossing her arms. This is her home country.
Oh no.
You didn't
Sorry.
mean it, just for the show.
I love it. My leg doesn't hurt.
I do have one mini topic of something I just read about yesterday.
Sure.
If you think this is interesting, have you guys ever heard of Tanya Head?
No.
Is it a porn star or something?
No, Jesus. No, she is a woman who lied about being in the 9/11 terrorist attacks. She talked about how she worked at the Trade Center, and like she wrote a whole book about how she survived and all this and that. And it turns out she lied about the whole thing. She got exposed for lying about it and trying to profit off pretending to be a 9/11 survivor. And I just found the whole story really interesting because she, like, her story is fucking wild and she was huge for it. And then it turns out she wasn't even, like, in the country during 9/11. And she also made up her name. Like, she's not actually named Tanya Head. She's just someone completely different who lied about everything.
How did no one fact check it?
Well, they didn't fact check it for a while until, who was it? I think it was New York Times. Yeah, New York Times investigated. And I just found that really interesting.
What kind of claims did she make?
Oh, she claimed that her husband died there. They were both working it during the attack. She saw someone burning to death, and then he gave her his wedding ring and said, "Take this to his wife," which she said she did.
She just wrote a movie.
Yeah, she
This would
literally.
have been obvious that it didn't happen.
When I was reading
I was
it, I was
just thinking, okay, who the fuck buys like a 9/11 survivor memoir? Like, what's it gonna say? I ran down the stairs and outside. But if she made up all of this action movie crap, that's obviously fake.
You can fucking
cracked
debunk
through
it
the glass
immediately.
floor.
Who's burning to death and slowly and methodically takes off their wedding ring and says, "Take this to my wife"? I'd just be screaming my fucking head off.
Yeah.
Tell
didn't
my
say
wife
carefully.
I love her.
Oh, wait, hang on. It's kind of stuck a little bit. Hang on. There you go.
But yeah, it was just
Maybe he was only partially on fire, like the bottom half. Or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
I don't remember if it was on fire or trapped under debris, but it was something like that.
That is a massive difference.
Yeah, it was something like that. And she was like, he gave me the wedding ring to take.
Wait
to
a
his
minute.
wife.
How much debris could he have been trapped under? The plane hit the fucking building and then it pretty much went down immediately. There wasn't like a earthquake beforehand as a warning
Well,
that
it didn't
knocked
go
his
down.
stuff loose.
There would
it
have
didn't
been
go down
time for
immediately.
like, yeah, there
20
would have still
minutes.
been time for that to have happened.
I
Like,
guess. This is so stupid. It sounds like she just watched Die Hard or something. Like she watched, oh, okay, how did Nakatomi Plaza explode? And I'm going to rewrite this and then I crawled through the vents and I saw the terrorists. One had survived.
And
I
Professor
snapped
Snape
his
was
neck.
there and he wanted the money.
I just don't understand how her story didn't unravel sooner. She also secured state funding from something called the Survivors Network and then went on a worldwide press tour for her story that she was sharing. It was crazy. But yeah, I was
Oh my
reading about
God.
that yesterday.
Jesus.
Well, I'm sure the government was all the more happy about it. I'm sure they fact checked her fucking bullshit. But hey, I mean, we want to invade a country, so yeah, sure. Her husband died. It was really, really sad. We need to get revenge on them terrorists.
And I also didn't realize that she's not the only one to do this. I knew there would probably be people that faked this kind of shit, but there was also a comedian not long ago who went on a podcast and told the story about how he was in the World Trade Center during the 9/11 attacks, and then I don't remember how it unraveled. I didn't look into this one a lot, but it unraveled, and then he went on Howard Stern. He's like, "Yeah, I just I kind of lied about it. Yeah, I just made it up."
Why would you
Did you
lie
face any
about it?
repercussions? Because
I don't know. I don't know.
What would even happen? It's not like they can take back all of the money, right?
I don't know. She has just never been heard from again. She just like vanished. The
What was her name?
comedian.
Jessica
They should
Head?
make her. They should make her
Tanya-
live through a
Tanya
second
Head.
9/11.
They should make it real,
As
like a Black
punishment.
Mirror episode.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be
was-
real. It can be like a mock one, but she has to live what
No,
she
let's
said.
just
that she
recreate it.
experienced.
It's fine. Just put everything back and do it again.
The
Build the
comedians.
towers back.
The comedians one actually had a whole video dedicated to like the aftermath and the situation. But she just kind of disappeared.
This woman, okay, you're underselling this. This woman wasn't even an American or in America when she
Yeah, well, that's what he
claimed that
said. She wasn't even in the country.
she was a fucking Spanish woman in Barcelona at the time. And listen to this Game of Thrones act. She joined the World Trade Center Survivors Network. She joined it
Oh my!
and then became its president. She weaseled her way to the top.
Damn!
Okay,
All right,
I
she
didn't know that.
does. She does deserve a book. She deserves a book for this.
I know. She should tell the
Absolutely.
real story. Now I'm actually interested. This is way better than whatever the fuck she
I
made up.
infiltrated a 9/11 group and became its leader.
No one
is
asked any
fucking
questions.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, why would you? Why would you ask questions in that situation if it's like a survivor's?
Yeah, you wouldn't like.
thing?
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't be trying to poke holes in the story and be like, "Oh my god, this is horrifying." I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, you're looking to relate to other people in that kind of group.
Well, you're gonna
Makes
look
sense
like a
that she wasn't
dick
caught there.
too. If you
Yeah.
go, wait a minute, I don't believe you.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to be the dick.
What floor did you say you were on? I was there too, and I didn't see you.
So, what like calamity do you guys think you could get away with lying about being there for? That you think even if they fact check you, you could get away with it.
Existing in London. No, but maybe like the bushfires in Australia, right? Probably.
Yeah,
They were
I
pretty
Forgot
close.
about those.
Yeah, you could definitely get away with that.
Yeah, I meant more like I guess smaller scale, not smaller scale.
9/11
Not
was
like country.
big.
I meant like not like countrywide. You know what I mean?
Like more localized kind of event.
Yeah, geographically in a smaller location where
Okay.
it's like a terror attack or something like that, or like a ship
Oh, like
sinking.
like it doesn't exist? Like the entire thing doesn't exist?
No. Oh, actually I wonder about that too. Nah. No.
That would be
I mean,
way harder, obviously.
Yeah, that would be way harder to keep that a secret between so many people, but I don't know. Like, there was this one plane that crashed in the Andes Mountain or something, and all of the like survivors had to resort to cannibalizing the dead people. I
Yeah.
wonder if you could like lie about having been there. And yeah, the meat was not delicious. Don't ask me how it tasted. It was like chicken.
Don't they usually say that it is delicious and then they get hungry for the human meat afterwards?
What
'Cause it was so
are you
yummy.
talking about? Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
don't they?
No,
I swear I've heard that.
Yeah, in
Apparently,
movies.
first of all, they had to eat like human
maybe.
popsicle. All of the meat was frozen, and they
Yeah.
didn't have any fire to cook it, so they had to eat it all raw and nasty, gunky like.
Would you guys be alright with ethical human harvesting? Like food from humans? No, not at all? Not even if it was
Why?
completely ethical?
Like Soylent Green.
No, like you die, but you've like given your body for meat, basically. Like you have a thing on your card that says you're a meat donor.
That's like
And then
gross.
once you
Not
die-
even like the physical aspect of it. It's just like if I don't like you, I'm not gonna feel like eating you. You know?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Plus, it'll be all like old people then, and the meat's probably all like grizzly and stuff too, right?
Well, no, it wouldn't be just be old people. If they die in a car crash, I assume their meat is just
Oh,
as
well, that's-
valid once they scrape it off the asphalt. But again, like who were
Probably
you?
not, right?
What if it was a redditor? I don't want to eat that. It's gross. Was this like organic? Is there any GMO in it?
You don't know anything about the individual like cows and livestock that you eat. Why would that matter?
Exactly.
It's just
Yeah,
meat.
because they're dummies. They're not on fucking Twitter arguing in favor of minor attractive persons. I can eat them all day. I
How
don't
is
mind.
that? How is that at all going to affect the meat?
It's psychological. I don't like it. I don't want to consume this. I don't want this in
Well,
my
yeah, no
body,
shit. Eating
in my
human meat
blood.
is inherently psychological. You're eating human meat,
Hmm.
so it's something that's like normal. But would you guys be fine with it?
No, I mean, I wouldn't want to eat it.
If I had no choice,
What?
Oh, no, not if you had no choice. Would you be fine with this being an entire industry along with like meat, livestock? You don't have to eat it, but it exists. Or would you fight vehemently for this industry? And remember, it's ethical.
Yeah, but how ethical? Okay, who decides it's ethical? Like,
What?
what about where the Canadians now want to execute like 17-year-olds who are bummed out about life and euthanize them? Should we eat those? I don't think that's
If they've
ethical.
got the stamp on their card.
Body donor,
I
food
consent
donor.
to being eaten after death.
I don't know. There have been these stunts where people, if you guy has to have his leg amputated, he goes, "Okay, doc, give it to me afterwards. I want to grill it and eat it with my friends," and then they do.
That's taking the power back, right?
I don't know what. It just might be curiosity. I don't know. Wasn't there also some Japanese artist who cut off his own dick and served it for like $100 a seat?
There was a man who consented to being killed and eaten by a cannibal.
Yeah, that's Cannibal Cafe.
we
That's
talked about that one.
Armin
Yeah,
Neves, I think his name
Cannibal.
was.
Yeah.
Mivus. Yeah, I'm talking about a
Yeah.
Japanese guy. There wasn't like any murder involved or any sort of like crime. He literally cut off his own dick.
That's a crime, isn't it?
To cut off your own dick?
No.
What are they gonna do?
Yeah,
Arrest
no.
you for it?
How? What? Yes, isn't that like they can arrest you for like putting yourself at bodily harm?
No, they
Right?
can't. What the fuck do you like? They can
care.
do like a wellness thing, like you seem like a danger,
Yeah.
like you might hurt or kill yourself. That then they could like admit you somewhere, but it's not like you.
It would be a
That's
crime if
gotta
you
be a
didn't tell
crime.
the people that you're serving them cooked penis, I guess.
Well,
yeah,
that
would
is
be-
absolutely
yeah.
a crime. You
That
can't.
would be a crime.
It's got to
Yeah.
go through like food standards and services and stuff.
Yeah,
like
FDA
that.
has to approve it.
His name is Mao Sugiyama. He was 22, or is, I guess, maybe if he's still alive. 5 guests paid around £160 each for the meal. Sugiyama, 22, who's asexual, voluntarily underwent surgery to have his penis removed. One penis is not going to be enough for 5 people.
Yeah, unless he was really packing.
He might have been really impressive.
Well, no, wait, no. It could also be one of those like luxury restaurant dishes, you know, where it's like one little piece of like
the pretentious
salami.
piece of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
But very
yeah.
flavorful. He packs a lot of flavor into that thing.
Oh, he threw his balls in there too.
Oh.
I guess.
Oh,
So
well,
did
now
everyone
it's
get
a full course.
Piece of balls.
Was that like an after dinner dessert thing?
Little hors d'oeuvres with the toothpick in it.
I guess you'd have to throw your nuts in there as well. Otherwise, you just have like a fucking dangly scrotum nutsack with no wiener. That'd be so
that's
weird.
true. Also, the scrotum was also served. Do you think he like burnt it to a crisp, like breaded chicken?
Well, do you think
like
he recipe'd it up? Was he like it's served with a nice garlic herb butter and a reduction of white wine, like, or do you think it was just raw grilled up penis and balls?
I think he did. Yeah.
He came out holding the plate with his severed dick on it, screaming his head off. That's probably what happened.
Man, this was a
guest
really.
said that the genitalia were very rubbery and tasted of very little. Well, that's
Oh.
not
This was
worth the
a-
money.
I tried to find the story to look it up myself, but I didn't know how to search it, so I just ran with "man serves penis to guests," and I found it, which was nice.
It's got to be Pornhub.
There's a lot of results for that.
Yeah, it was way too broad, but I'm looking at the picture of it. So it actually does seem like he did really like go hard with it. So he's got, it looks like red and green bell peppers surrounding a scrotum dish here. I think I can't really tell. It is. Yeah, it is a scrotum dish, and he has like some red and green bell peppers around it. It looks like he's got paprika sprinkled on it. So he did try and make it very flavorful. And was actually,
good for him.
wow, he was actually supervised by a professional chef.
That's got to be so hard.
They also did this over 10 years ago, so I wonder where he is now.
Probably very regretful.
Yeah, I wonder if you. I wonder. Ew, I'm looking at photos. That's disgusting. It's like cooked medium rare too.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is very not super cooked.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Wait, did you say something?
No, Discord's completely frozen. Just checking.
No.
Oh wow, he even tweeted it out to hype it up. It's a once in a lifetime chance, so I decided on the spur of the moment to do it.
You don't want to make spur of the moment decisions when it comes to your penis and its attachment to your body, right? That's an awful decision.
Yeah, it seems like
You got to think about that for a little bit longer than a day.
it was actually shortly before his 22nd birthday.
Why?
There was apparently debate on if the meal went to plan. There's a culinary expert at Calorie Lab who weighed in saying, the chef just didn't cook it right. What a waste of a perfectly good penis. Penis is tough and needs to be slow cooked through sous vide or a brace. So this one guy didn't like his meal. He just didn't enjoy it.
It doesn't seem like he was an actual chef on his own accord. So it was a real missed opportunity, I guess.
Neither was Armin Mivas, by the way, and he also said the same thing, that his victim's dick was too chewy. So I guess penises are just chewy. That's why you should
Interesting.
suck on them and never bite. Let that be a lesson.
I guess that would make sense that it would be chewy. It's, you know, there's no like bones or anything in there.
I looked at a penis or two and said, that looks pretty chewy.
It's mainly just, you know, the capus spongiosum and corpus
Yeah.
cavernosa or something
Yeah.
like that.
What the fuck? What?
That's what makes your wiener hard. It fills with blood.
Yeah, it's just like blood vessels, right?
Nice chewy penis.
It's like a little tube down the middle and then just blood vessels all around it, right? Is that what a penis is?
Something like that. I don't know. It's been a long time.
There's a little bit of magic and pixie dust in there too, but yeah.
What's cow meat? What is the beef? It's like, is it their muscle?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think so. I'm not a butcher.
Yes.
Not sure.
All of you going silent made me very self-conscious now.
I don't know. That's what I was asking. I assumed it was muscle. It's not fat because the fat is the chewy bit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fat is fat. That's why when you order food, like a steak, people are like, oh, it's got fat on it, because that is fat, Jackson.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's chewy.
Yeah.
All right. Can we wrap there?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, sweet. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time once I'm back in Australia. Thanks for joining me on my European trip. Or English trip, I guess. Appreciate it a lot. Sorry to anyone in England that has been offended by my words, but I'm not taking them back. Other than that,
You've apologized like 10 times already.
true. It's not. I'm not taking back what I said was wrong with the country. I still stand by those, but there's some good parts as well. I'll give you that. Like outside of London, definitely. All right.
Okay,
Anyway,
don't forget you owe me a Coke.
that's
Bye.
not. Yeah, I guess I do. All right. Bye, guys.
Thanks,
Patreon.com/TheOfficialPodcast. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.